Ahoj, vítejte na mém kanále Czech by Zuzka, kde vám pomocí angličtiny vysvětluju českou gramatiku. Už jsme se dlouho neviděli. We haven't seen each other for a while. I wanted to check in with this brief video on the genitive case. Many of you took the quiz on the grammatical cases, and I noticed that the genitive case was a little bit more problematic. And in this video, I want to introduce verbs that are followed by the genitive case. When I started my series on grammatical cases, I talked about the genitive case being the sneaky case. So this is a sneaky case. It's in places you wouldn't really expect it to be. The genitive case is indeed sneaky. For instance, take a look at these verbs. On the left side, there are verbs without preposition, and on the right side, we have verbs with prepositions. I assume those verbs with prepositions are easier to spot because it's enough to memorize the prepositions that are followed by the genitive case, like z and bez. But what about the other verbs? There are certain verbs that we use a lot. They are followed by the genitive case, and you might not even notice. One of those verbs is ptát se. Ptát se means to ask. And in English you say to ask someone. So you would imagine it takes a direct object, which means the accusative case, but it's not true. Ptát se or zeptat se, and different tenses of these verbs are followed by the genitive case always. So for instance, zeptal jsem se kolegy. I asked my colleague. Zeptal jsem se kolegy. But careful, if you want to say I ask my colleague about it, that about it would be expressed by the accusative case. Zeptal jsem se na to kolegy. Zeptal jsem se kolegy na řešení. I asked my colleague about the solution. Bát se. Bát se means to be afraid of. Bojíte se bouřky? Are you afraid of the storm? Bojíte se bouřky? Napít se. To take a drink of something. Napít se vody. Take a drink of water. Napila jsem se vody. Napila jsem se vody. But of course, if you just use the verb pít, that will be followed by the accusative case. Najíst se, to eat, to have a bite of something. Hosté se najedli guláše. The guests ate goulash. Hosté se najedli guláše. Vážit si, to appreciate. So we say to appreciate someone or something, and that's the genitive case. Vážím si vašich komentářů. I appreciate your comments. Vážím si vašich komentářů. Now the remaining verbs which are easier to spot because we have these prepositions z and bez, those are kind of like phrasal verbs. Mít radost z, to be happy about something, to feel joy. Something makes us happy. Mám z tebe radost. You make me happy, or you have made me happy. Mám z tebe radost. You could also use this verb, radovat se z něčeho. Radovat se is a bit archaic, but you can also use it. It means to rejoice. Rodiče se radovali z miminka. The parents were happy, they were enjoying their baby. You can also use the verb mít strach z, to have fear from something, to be fearful, which is the synonym of bát se. So you could say mám strach z bouřky. I fear, I'm afraid of the storm. Mám strach z bouřky. Or mám strach ze psů. I'm afraid of dogs. Mám strach ze psů. And žít bez, to live without. Ty prostě nemůžeš žít bez telefonu. You just can't live without the phone. Ty prostě nemůžeš žít bez telefonu. If you don't remember how to make the genitive case, you can check my older video. And now let's do a little exercise. Exercise 3, which is from my ebook, Just in Case. Here we are going to practice the verb zeptat se, to ask. We will basically be repeating the sentence nevím, zeptám se na to trenéra, for instance. I don't know, I'll ask the trainer about it. Zeptám se na to, and this word is in orange, which is the genitive case. We have these 7 people, 7 different professions. Trenér, veterinář, pošťačka, učitel, inženýr, doktorka, učitelka. Some of them have pan or paní in the parentheses. It's a sign of respect. When you address them or when you refer to them, you would often add the specific vet, the specific post lady. You could even say, zeptám se na to pana trenéra if you're referring to your personal trainer. This is very common in Czech. So pause the video and first match these words with each picture. I'll tell you in a second what the correct solutions are. Done? First, let's write the nominative form here. Číslo 1, to je paní doktorka. Paní doktorka. I'm writing the nominative first. I could say trenér or pan trenér. We'll keep it as trenér. Číslo 3, paní učitelka. Teacher. Číslo 4, to je pan inženýr. Mr. Engineer. Číslo 5, pan učitel. Číslo 6, pan veterinář. A číslo 7, paní pošťačka. So these are the nominative forms. To je paní doktorka, to je pan trenér, to je paní učitelka, to je pan inženýr, to je pan učitel, to je pan veterinář, to je paní pošťačka. If you were speaking about these professions in general, you don't add pán and paní. But since we are gonna ask these specific people, let's say you know them, this is your doctor that you know, nevím, zeptám se na to, paní, and then you have to use doktorka in the genitive case. Paní would also be in the genitive case, but in this case it doesn't change. Paní would stay exactly the same. So how would that change? A would change to Y. Paní doktorky. Trenér, the masculine animate acts exactly as if it was accusative. Trenéra or pana trenéra. Učitelka. Učitelky. Zeptám se na to paní učitelky. Pan inženýr. Pana inženýra. Zeptám se na to pana inženýra. Pan učitel. Zeptám se na to pana učitele. The words ending with L are very specific. Sometimes we add E, sometimes we add A. But especially when we have those professions ending in TEL, tel, we would use E at the end. Pan veterinář, R is a soft consonant, so we simply add E. Pana veterináře. And last is paní pošťačky. So these ones that I am going to mark in yellow are the genitive forms. Now say with me. Zeptám se na to paní doktorky. Zeptám se na to trenéra. Zeptám se na to paní učitelky. Zeptám se na to pana inženýra. Zeptám se na to pana učitele. Zeptám se na to pana veterináře. Zeptám se na to paní pošťačky. Jak to šlo? How did it go? This was just one of many exercises, one of 127 exercises to be exact, that you can find in Just in Case, my ebook focused on grammatical cases, which is also equipped with study tables. There you can learn all kinds of different endings for each case, and you have a list of nouns and adjectives, pronouns, anything that you can imagine related to grammatical cases. You can purchase this ebook on my page, czechbyzuzka.com. And here's one great news. Můžete platit kartou. You can pay by card as well. The early bird price will stay until the end of this week. So on Monday next week, the price will increase. To je ode mě všechno. Mějte se krásně a užijte si víkend. Ahoj!